recording as well. And near the end of the practice, we'll again assess the mental, physical, and emotional well-being. See if it has changed in some degree. The opportunity we have in this hour-plus class that we're doing is to be present in our body, in our mind, in our emotional state, and be emotionally sovereign. That is, to be responsible for taking care of the self, that we're not putting that on someone else or something else. That's really our responsibility. So we get to manage that in a very fun way through the art of yoga. We'll take the arms and spread them wide on inhale. Exhale, draw them around. Inhale, open. You'll see the flow motion in the upper torso a few times in our class today. So inhale and exhale. It's a dynamic somatic movement. We try to incorporate somatics any time in the class that we are able to, so we're not just moving mechanically, but there's some flow to it. And as you bring the hands in, take a breath in and then exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll take that at a little quicker pace. So the inhale on drawing the arms towards us and exhale through the mouth. Speed it up. We're doing 12. That's 3 more, 2 more. Last one, bring the hands together in interlace position. Inhale, the arms overhead. Hold or draw the pelvic floor in with a mula bandha. So this is a pelvic floor lifting, all contracting the muscles up towards the navel. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So that can be a little daunting and feel hard to do, to hold that breath in. Just notice and see what comes up. We're going to do this again. Inhale and exhale, speeding it up. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 6 more, 5 more, 4, 2, and 1, and interlace the fingers. Breathe in. Palms to the sky. Hold the breath in with the mula bandha. And then exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. And wings out to the side. And then we'll shift over to the right. Inhaling back to center. Big side flexion to the left. Inhale, center. And this is where we're going to use that flow sequence. The top arm circling the head, planting to the left. Circle the right arm as we stretch the side body, and then going side to side. Inhale, center. Exhale, plant the hand. Circle the arm. Inhale, center. Exhale. So this becomes a flow and dynamic, any way that you would like to float and move this. We're improvising. Improvisation in dance means move as it feels good to your body. And that will make more sense. Let's go one more time each side. To the right, and then up and over to the left. And as you come out of that, we'll spin to the right and shift back. Inhale forward, spin to the left. Inhale forward. And in a little quicker pace, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Wake up the body, wake up the torso. We're spinning side to side and pretty quick pace. 4, 3, 2, last one. And then take it in a circumduction, hands to the knees, in planting the sit bones, and reverse it. Inhale forward, exhale coming around to the rear. Inhale forward and back. And then move the rib cage side to side. We just get in there and everywhere where it's tight, around the hips, the QL, the ribs, and we just work it, open it up. One more breath, side to side. Take the hands down, plug into the earth. Mudra or Earth Mudra. So it's peace fingers plugged in, and then we're touching finger and a ring finger and pinky finger. And as we are moving or transitioning through the winter season or into winter, this will help. We want to always ground or come back to grounding, especially if you are traveling often, or you're in the wind often, or you're in the cold. It's a grounding sequence here. Breathe in, breathe out. And take the arms high overhead. Exhale, come back and plug into the earth. Inhale towards the sky and exhale towards the earth. One more. And exhale, interlace the fingers, bring the hands to the heart. So we're open palm, thumbs extended in Unshakable Trust Mudra, setting your intention for the day. How do you want to feel? How do you want to think? How do you want to move? So an intention is nothing more than I intend to bring more joy, love, fluidness in my life, or focus on a particular project that needs doing. Just that one thing or communication. Set your intention here. How can I bring more of that intention into my life? Would be the inquiry. Let's take the legs out and shake, possibly shift side to side and then circle the ankles. You can see my knees are also circling as my heels dig into the earth. I'm going to reverse the action. Again, circling around, opening the ankle and joint there. Cross the feet or bring them to the side, and let's come on to hands and knees. Stretch the legs out and press up into a downward facing dog. So our first one. Take some deep breaths. Let's get a paddle side to side going. So our heels pressing down and the knees bending. Inhale and exhale. Walk the dog is what that's usually called. And then come into the top of a push-up. Inhale. Gently touch or tap the left knee to the floor. Lift and press back into downward dog. We'll repeat that on the second side. Inhale, coming forward. We tap down lightly. Right knee to the earth and exhale, press back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, forward. Tighten up your belt. As you come forward, the belly is lifting upward as we gently tap the knee to the earth. It's not a drop, it's a gentle touch. Very gentle touch. Then bring the left knee all the way down to hold and press through the back heel. We'll come up onto the very tips of the toes, the metatarsals, and get some mobility there in the ankle and in the toes and in the sole of the foot here. Sweep the right leg out to the side. So we'll make a big half circle, plant the foot, and then press the hips back. Inhale, Back to center. Sweep the leg over to the left. Now at around 8 o'clock on the clock. And hold, pause. Inhale, sweep to the 3 o'clock position with the foot. If you're used to analog clocks, I don't know how many people use those anymore. Sweep, exhale, hold. Inhale, sweeping motion out to the side. Exhale, press the hips back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, sweeping, hold. Last one here. Hold the foot out to the side. Take your hips back and hold. So a deeper stretch, opening the inner channel of the right leg. 2 more breaths, lengthening the side body. 1 more breath. And then come back onto the hands and knees. This is a great time to place something under the knee for support. And it could be a blanket or a soft pillow, something like that. We'll take the left arm, sweep it underneath, coming through the right arm towards the right ankle. And a nice easy twist in the upper torso. This feels so good. Inhale, exhale, hips to the floor. Plug the shoulder blade on the back. And if you want to take this again into something different or embellish the posture, you could bring the hand around. Or simply keep the right fingertips to the earth. We're going to sweep the right leg around. And then draw the knee to the earth. Back in line with the left. Gently settling it. And then roll. Forehead to the earth, unwind gently. Coming back onto the hands and knees. Inhale, extend and exhale, flexion. Inhale, a little cat-cow motion through the torso. Super healthy for your back, by the way. This is something we could get out of bed and do. And then follow up with some sun salutations. Let's stretch the left leg back and then point the toe. Stretch the heel all the way back and point. Keep a strong connection into the finger pads. One more time. Sweep the left leg out to the side. Now it would be 9 o'clock. And then press your hips back to the heels. So get that strong energy or sensation in the inner thigh. Inhale back to center. And we'll take a big circle, half circle motion. And look over your right shoulder at the foot. Inhale around to 9 o'clock. Exhale, press the hips back. Inhale, move into a tabletop. Sweep the leg around. Exhale, hold. Inhale, sweep motion. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward, sweep motion. Exhale, hold. Let's do it one more time. We're getting the hang of it. Sweeping motion over to the side. Exhale, hold. Inhale, now sit back on the heel and hold this posture, 3 breaths. We get a little deeper excitement and sensation in the inner thigh. Press down through the left foot. And then come back to center, keeping the leg extended, right arm lifts. Reach through. And we're almost touching the ankle, possibly here. We're on the side of the head, not the ear. And we're pushing into the floor with the left fingertips. Draw the shoulder blade onto the back. If you'd like to take the arm around, that's a possibility as well. Not at the expense of the shoulder or the neck. So keep a strong, vigilant watch on that lower arm. Keep pressing into the earth so we eliminate the pressure on the neck. And slowly guide your left foot back to the edge of your mat. Bring the knee in. Pause. And then roll back to center. Onto hands and knees. And take a downward facing dog. So finger pads are what we want to make really strong here, moving into the top of a push-up, press down through the pads of the fingers and then push them out away to get the hips to lift and press back into a downward facing dog. So as you come forward into the plank, we're pulling the hands back, the shoulders stop at the insistence of the pads of the fingers. They're going to push back, shoulders pull back, hips lift, and we're back in downward dog. We're going to speed that up. So it's an inhale forward, exhale through the mouth back. Inhale, let's begin. Exhale. About 12 of these. Keep the action. You want to feel really powerful and strong in the finger pads. It stops the momentum and switches it to the other direction. 5 more. 4. Last one. And hold. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, come into a high plank. Bring the knees to the floor, chest and chin, Ashtangasana move. And watch how this is done. The chest comes in between the thumbs, even with that line. Chin lifts, hips are elevated, and then lower down into a low cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. We'll take that posture several times so you'll get to practice. For now, bring your feet wide and then walk your hands back to the middle of the mat, maybe a little bit more than middle. Notice where my hips are. They're in line with the heel. I'm going to take the hips back like I'm doing a shorter down dog. So I hinge at the hips and then a little bend in the knee, lengthening the side body. Oh, and I get that full stretch from the crown of the head all the way up to the pelvis. A functional forward fold here. And straighten the right leg. So we shift a little bit to the left. Sweeping motion over to the right as you straighten the left leg. A somatic movement. This is moving in a way that is challenging, artful, but mobilizing the muscle, strengthening it to support the joint. And we're going to come forward here, bend the knees, bring the elbows to the knees, lifting the head above the heart, pause for a moment, and then we'll take the hands to the knees and roll up in a cat-like action, so flexion, and then roll back down in extension, more like the cow position in the spine. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Twice more. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. And inhale, roll up. Bring the feet together, arms overhead. Come to the top of the mat. And exhale, hands to the heart. We'll leave the right hand to the hip and just bring the left arm up and over. Big Doodleasana or side flexion, half moon to the side. Keep the feet anchored into the floor and then pull the low belly in. So all 4 corners of the torso are facing forward. They're not skewed, and we're not trying to get this bendy here. We're actually trying to lift up out of the hip. So we get open on the left side. Inhale back to center. And then drop the left arm. Right arm comes up and over. A half moon in the opposite direction. Which doesn't mean we're lax in our feeling or our muscle contraction. In fact, we want to get bolder and stronger. Press the feet into the earth, lift the pelvic floor. A lot of energy in the low belly. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to interlace the fingers and take Kali Mudra, where the pointer fingers are extended, all the other fingers are crossed, super easy, and then extend to the sky. Inhale, tipping the hips over to the left. We're going to use our hips as a pendulum swing now to do Indudalasana, that same posture, but with motion happening in the hips. So we lift back to center, exhale over to the side, lift back to center using obliques. The hips are shifting, they're initiating the movement. Inhale, lift to center, exhale over. Inhale, initiate the movement right here in the side body through the oblique, and then exhale, initiate the movement with the hip moving in that pendulum swing. Inhale up, exhale over. Tighten your core. We want to get a lot of energy in the solar plexus and radiating out through the side. We're using the transverse abdominals and the obliques very strongly. Last one, raise to center, hold here, exhale, bring the hands to the base of the spine, and then lift the sternum. Tuck the tailbone down as you move the hips slightly forward. Press down through the earth, tailbone tucks, and lift the heart upward. So we're taking a full half moon sequence to the back wall. Inhale, come back to center, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, take a forward fold. Bend the knees to get the chest to the thighs, hands to the floor, and then inhale, lift the hips so we get that more straight through the back of the legs. Exhale, round it down and in. Bend the knees, inhale, come all the way back up to center. Tadasana, and exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time, a half sun salutation. Inhale, reach, exhale, forward. Bend the knees to get the hands to the earth. And then as you straighten, lean into the balls of the feet. Get a whole stretch up the back side, and then lay the chest towards the shin. Bend the knees, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Palms together, hands to the heart. We'll move this into a sun salutation, classic style. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the right leg on an inhale, pause, exhale, drop the knee gently to the floor. Inhale, straighten the front leg, and exhale, bend. Again, this is somatic movement, so we're engaging at any time, engaging the body in full movement, so it feels like we're not stuck or stagnant. Now hold the front knee bending, bring the hands to the thigh. Now we can easily go into Ashtangasana and holding the pattern. This requires so much from our muscle. Front heel, back knee pulling together. And exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step all the way back, downward dog. Inhale, come to the top of a push-up. Exhale, knees, chest and shin to the floor. Inhale, low cobra. Peel the shoulders back, clavicles wide, collarbone open. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg lift to the sky. Pause here, with a little mobility through the ankle, and then step forward. Top of the mat, descend the hips. Inhale, let the hips raise, and exhale, lower. Inhale, there's a lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Exhale, lower, and then push off with the back foot. Push down with the front foot. Step together. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way to standing. We're back in Tadasana. Palms together at your heart center. We'll do that on the second side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the left leg to the back edge of the mat. So we're in a full low lunge, gently bringing the knee to the floor, and then straighten the front leg. Inhale and exhale. This is where it's nice to have a block. So you can come and Place the hands on the block. If you've got 2 blocks, you can stand them up on either side. That's very helpful. One more time. And hold the bend in the knee. So we're coming in that deeper low lunge. Sweep the arms overhead. Now we're holding this with the front leg, the back knee contracting towards each other. This is the strength and stamina we're looking for. One more breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Shaking is good. My legs are almost giving out from the hikes I've been doing this weekend. Press all the way back. Inhale, so I know that I'm working my muscle. Knees and chest and chin to the floor, Ashtangasana. Inhale to low Cobra. So we inchworm our way into peeling the shoulders back, heart open. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg lifting. Pause for a rotation in the ankle. Both directions, and then step forward. Top of the mat. We're keeping the back knee off the ground, straightening the front leg. Inhale, exhale, bend. So this is the different side. Exhale, bend. Again, a little movement in the postures to pyramid, and then a low lunge, and then hold here. Let's push off with the back foot and step forward. Right foot meets left. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, bring the chest to the thigh, a little deeper. Full forward fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, push through the feet and come all the way back to standing. Palms together, and exhale, hands to the heart. We'll take a big step to the side. Bend the knees and place the hands on the knees. We're in Utkatada Konasana, or goddess pose, in a variation here. Shifting the hips side to side, get very strong and stable in the feet. Drop a right shoulder in. And back to center. Drop the left shoulder in. So I'm going to create some powerful movement in the legs. Bring it back to center, descend the hips, then push through the heels, hug the center line, and release the hands from the knees, coming forward. So now the power is in the leg. We're going to raise the right heel and then lower on the exhale. Push through the ball of the left foot, raising the heel. Inhale. Exhale, roll it back down. Let's go back to the right foot. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise the left foot. A lot of inner thigh challenge here. Exhale, lower. Now guess what? Both feet, yes? Inhale, raise the heel. Ooh, find your balance. Exhale, lower. Lower the hips a little bit deeper. Inhale, raise the heel. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, raise the heel. Keep the heels raised. Bring the arms overhead. And then press through the ball of the foot. Straighten the legs. Squeeze the inner thigh. Inhale. And exhale, lower the heels back to the earth. Bring the pads of the fingers together. Turn the heels out and then hinge forward. So I'm in a circle mudra. This is Hakini. Soften the knees. Widen the knees. Make sure they're not bowing in. Widen the knees. Arms out. And we'll hinge at the hip. So this is a functional wide angle forward fold. The hands come forward, the feet are parallel, the hips are behind the heels. And I'm going to lift the feet and really bring all the weight back, so that it's like a seesaw or a counter lever. The hips and the arms going in the opposite direction. And then bring the hips forward. Now, turn the toes outward, bending your right knee. Let's take the elbow to the knee. Over here in Skandasana. Raise the left toes up to the sky. Dig the heel in, draw it towards you. Really heavy duty inner thigh connection or stretch. Opening, walk to the other side. Keeping the heel to the earth. So the hips do not have to descend if the heel is raising. We're keeping the shin perpendicular to the floor, not parallel. So don't come into this direction. That's not serving your knee in any capacity. Keep it upright, descend the hips, push the floor away, get stronger. Now we'll come to the first side again. And if you'd like, you can raise the arms here and just hold. I'm going to support the body. So I get a deeper stretch, coming over to the left for a second time. And back to center. Turn all 10 toes so they're facing forward, parallel to each other. Walk over. Let's go to your right side. Left arm threads through around the ankle and drop the elbow. So you're peeking under the shoulder. Big inhale, big exhale. Moving back to center, over to the other side. Left hand anchors in front of the left foot. Right hand threads through around the ankle. And then we simply peek through the armpit, bringing the chest a little closer to the thigh. And any variety or variation that's right for you. And come back to center. Let's walk it all the way around to the front foot. Let's face your toes forward and then step back into the downward dog. Bring the knees to the floor, and this is where we're going to work the king of asanas. So we're coming into a headstand with some progressions to get us there. So starting out, bring your hands to the front of the mat with your thumbs touching. So we're on hands and knees. Thumbs are touching. Elbows are going to bend straight towards the earth as you broaden the shoulders. Pause here about halfway. Let the collarbone extend and then pull the belly in. You want your waistline up, the heart melting. So not both the heart and the shoulders up. Heart melts and the belly stays firm. Lower another 2-3 inches all the way to the earth. So we're touching thumbs, shoulders are broad, heart's melted. Wrap your feet around the elbows. Let's see if they made it, right? So if your elbows are too wide, you won't be able to wrap your fingertips around the elbow. This is elbows in shoulder distance. This is too wide. You can see my elbow is not in line with the shoulder. So we want to squeeze them together. This is important when we come to our supported shoulder stand or headstand. So come back down. We're going to build strength in the arm for this. Let's practice thumbs together, arms extended and pressing up into hands and knees, and then back down into a dolphin prep. Press up and press down. Practicing your elbows being right in line with the shoulder. This is challenging, yes? Your triceps after about 10 of these are going to start burning. Even though it's lightweight, and you keep doing this, that's the strengthening part right there. Light touch down and then a press back up. Now, if you'd like, you can take this to a next degree, putting more weight by coming into a downward facing dog and then lowering the elbows part way, heart melt, and then all the way to the earth, very light touch, and then press back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Give it a couple more. Try that on your own. I'm going to watch and see. Got your cameras on, I can watch and see, but that is very challenging, yes? Bring your knees back to the floor any time so you can get that motion and strengthening happening and power. Okay, and then pause here in dolphin. Inhale, come forward, shoulders over the forearms. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Now we're getting full motion through the shoulder. Exhale, back. So see if you can bring the shoulders forward over the middle of the forearm, and then press back. So they're the same distance behind the elbow as they were in front of the elbow. That's a lot of power in the forearms. Good, and bring the knees to the floor. Sit back on your heels as you raise the torso. We're in screaming toe. Go ahead and shake the arms out and give it a shoulder roll. That's so much effort on the arms, I know, but we need to build that power and that stability in the muscles of the shoulder so we can actually hold ourselves in that upside down position. I want to show you the supported headstand that we'll be using the stance of the arms as we place the head on the floor. So it's interlacing the fingers, drawing the knuckles towards you and making a horseshoe shape. Then with that horseshoe shape, you want the elbows again to be the same shoulder distance apart. Bring the elbows up overhead and the pads of the thumb against the upper head, bulky part of the head. Press back, head into the hands. If your screaming toe is hurting, you can come to this kneeling position. The ribs in, back through the head. Keep the chin neutral. So it's not down here. Head is pressing back. Hands are pressing forward. And the more pressure you create, the more intense it becomes in the upper back, the stronger you get across this mid to upper back. Pressing, ribs in, belly firm. Hold 2 more. So you can see this is where we're going to be standing on our head and our forearms, and then exhale, release. So we just did upside right, an inverted headstand essentially. Let's take that to the floor. Come out of your screaming toe. Place the hands, again, shoulder. The elbows are shoulder width apart. Interlace the fingers, tuck your pinky finger in. This is really helpful if you don't have rings on. And then you're going to tuck your head right in against the pads of the thumb, just like we have done when we were upright. Scoot the knees in a little closer, and this feels maybe a little awkward, but as soon as the knees off the earth and walk your feet underneath, it begins to feel a little more comfortable and familiar as we practice more. Once your head is on the ground and forearms are pressing into the earth, practice this lift and lowering action. Remember how we went forward and back in Dolphin? Now we're going up and down in Dolphin. Full agreement that the forearms are pushing and doing their weight, holding the weight, not in the head, but in the forearms. And then when you're ready with that, you can take one leg up to the sky and just keep extending that leg up to the sky. Squeeze and hug the center line. Maybe your base leg toe comes off the earth, or maybe it just stays right there until you can push strong enough with this top leg that it eases off the floor and they come together in a full headstand. But take the progressions that strengthen you rather than trying to get to the finish line without doing the work, because the finish line won't be pretty. Okay, the other leg to the sky. Squeeze and hug the center line. Again, the toe can stay on the earth. And this top leg is not out here. It's hugging in straight up, pointing the finger. It's pointing the direction we want the other leg to extend up into. So the feet are together. They're never out here. We lose power. And I'm lifting the head off the ground. So I have very light weight touching the head. And come down gently when you're ready. Make a fist, stack a fist, and rest your forehead on the fist. And that is our progression into a headstand. You could stop any time. So we could have just stayed in the dolphin push-up. We're building strength, stamina, and awareness. The headstands are a really good way to change your perspective. When things aren't going well, let's tip it upside down and see if we can shake things up. Let's come back to the top of your mat, just stepping forward. Inhale to a flat back, hands to the waist, elbows to the sky, and all the way to standing. Shake the hands out, shoulders. Maybe they deserve a little roll here. We just did the king of asanas. We'll get to the queen of asanas in a moment. Let's do one more sun salutation sequence. Just to move the body a little bit. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the right leg to the back edge of your mat and spin the heel to the floor, open in a mandala style, bringing the right arm up and around so it's extending forward, bicep to the ear. And then you're going to reverse the circle, taking it up and then towards the back wall, all the way around, back to the forward position. Reverse it again. Inhale, up and over, exhale, and reverse it one more time, this time lifting yourself up with a lot of power and momentum through the front leg, and then into a reverse warrior. Inhale, center, and exhale, side angle. We'll take the top arm and circle it around. Exhale, plant the hand. We're in a reverse warrior. I'm just moving the top arm. So it only looks different because the top arm is sweeping in a circle. So again, we're embellishing these postures just because we can, and it feels so good. One more time. Sweep it all the way back and hold the reverse warrior here. Straighten the front leg. Come through to vertical position. Shift and tilt the body into triangle pose. Holding strong and steady in triangle pose. 3, 2, this is where we're going to add in some balance challenges here. 1, place your right hand on the waist, bending your left knee. Step forward into Ardha Chandrasana. So the back leg elevates, half moon shape, or half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana, Chandra. Now see if you can lift the base arm for a little excitement balance challenge here. And release to the floor again. Square the hands to the earth, shoulders and hips. And then raise the right heel just a little bit higher and see if you can come into a standing split. 3, 2, turning your pinky toe towards the earth. 1, step it back in a giant step, very light touch into a low lunge. Plant the right hand and raise the left arm to the sky in a big circle all the way around to the front. We'll just take 3 big circles, same direction. And then plant the left hand next to your left foot, step back, downward facing dog. Oh yes, that was challenging. Inhale, come into the top of a push-up. Exhale, bring the knees, the chest and chin to the earth. Make sure your thumbs are far enough apart that they're not being smashed by the chest. Inhale, low cobra or full upward dog. Exhale, roll over the toes. We're back in downward dog. On the home stretch, raise the right leg, bend the knee. Powerful. Hold the ribs in, strong on that standing leg. Step forward into a warrior three. You're going to shift the weight to the right leg, lift the left leg and hold. Powerfully push into the floor and bring the arms into a jet airplane. Strong core. If you'd like, you can fully express the arms forward or touch a chair, wherever you'd like to do here. 3 breaths. That's already 2. 1 more. Then push strongly down through the standing leg and bring your left leg to it. Exhale and give it a little shakedown. Okay, second side. That same sequence. The challenge here is the balance, the strengthening, and the stamina, because we are on one side for a long time. Let's do it. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. This time the left leg is going to step back. On the inhale, spin the heel to the floor. Exhaling, inhale, open with a big sweeping motion. Left arm comes around on top, bicep to the ear. We're in side angle. Inhale, circle the arm around. Exhale, pause. Inhale, circle again. Exhale, pause, and inhale. This base hand, by the way, could be on a block. And don't kill yourself to be in a certain position. You could also have the elbow to the thigh. It works just as well. And then as you come up, you have the strength to do so. Nice wide stance. Reverse the warrior. Circle the arm. Inhale. Form to the shin. Let's see. Form to the thigh. Circle again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, big circle. Exhale, touch. Inhale, big circle. One more time. Hold the reverse angle here. Straighten the front leg. And then come through vertical, shifting the hips and the ribs in opposite direction. Triangle pose. Hold 3 again. If your block is handy, you could stack it. Use it as a reference for the arm, the hand to stand upon, giving you a little more space. Top hand to the wrist, bend the bottom leg, and shift the weight forward to your right leg as you come into Ardha Chandra, half moon. Again, I'm going to give a little bend in the knee, and then just challenge my balance by lifting the fingers. Charge the leg into the earth, hold it strong, pull belly in, and then reach and touch the earth again. Square the shoulders by bringing your left hand down. Lower the left hip so it's even with your right. So we've got a flush, straight sacrum here. Then lift the heel and bring your nose to the shin in a standing split. Not at the expense of the hip placement. Holding 3 breaths, that's already 2. 1 more. Ooh, yes. And then we'll gently bend the front knee and lower the back leg. So we're in a full lunge. Right arm reaching back, circling overhead 3 times. That's the second. Exhale. 3rd time. Plant the right hand next to the foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Oh, that feels so good. You've finished that sequence. Inhale to top of a push-up. Knees, chest and chin to the earth. Last one of those. Inhale, low cobra or upward dog. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. Left leg now to the sky. Bend the knee and we'll open through the hip. But watch carefully. Your right knee sometimes likes to buckle in and twist with the hip. Get in place. We want right action there. Step your top leg through. Then we'll shift the weight onto the left leg, raising the right leg hip height, squaring the hips. So this is where it gets a little difficult. So you're going to really push down through, energize the standing leg, arms come into jet airplane. Find at a flat, even tabletop with the whole torso, and then extend the arms forward, holding 3 breaths in a warrior 3. 1 more. Push down through the standing leg. Inhale, come up. Feet underneath you, and exhale. Pull the hands to the heart center. Vajra Pradama, or Unshakable Trust Mudra. Pause as you calibrate the heart, the breath. That was a really strong sequence. And come to the top of your mat. We'll take a forward fold, bend the knees, and slip the feet through to a seated position. So we come into an L shape. So if hips down, I'm not certain that we'll have time to do L shape on the wall today, but I will definitely get that in to the sequence on next Tuesday, because that's when we have the greater amount of time to do that. I'd like to get to inversions of a handstand. We'll work that a little bit more next week and not spend so much time on headstand. So here, our handstand will be L shape on the floor instead of the wall. So we'll kickstand the hands behind the base of the spine. Pull up through the crown of the head. If you give a slight bend in the knee and dig your heels in, you can pull the heels towards your hip, heels towards the sit bone, and then that's a stronger hold. Pull the low belly in, reach the arms overhead, and then extend the legs back to the earth, trying not to move the sacrum back, so we don't want this sinking action to happen. Tilt the pelvic bowl forward, dig the heels in if that's necessary, raise the arms up, pull low belly in, flatten the palms, and we're going to pretend we are pushing the ceiling away. So the hands really have to be purposeful, elbows squaring up, and then shrug the shoulders off the back, pushing that invisible ceiling up into the hands into that invisible ceiling, and then deep press the shoulder blades down, and then shrug them up and shrug down 10 times, a little faster. Push, shrug, shrug, shrug. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then hold, thumbs reaching back, biceps to your ear, reach back. See if you can look, take your gaze underneath the tricep instead of over the bicep. Right here, right here, hold it strong. And then look up at your thumbs, keep holding 3 breaths, straightening the arms, looking at the thumbs, chin is lifted, back of the head supported, and then release the arms the way back down. So you should feel that in your mid to upper back. Those are the muscles, the postural muscles we are strengthening. And when we do a skillful set of these progressions, you are promoting better health, better awareness, deeper breath movements, inner organs get nourished and nurtured, and this is what we want. Even though it's hard, it's good for the body. Let's take the arms straight out, plug the arm bone into the shoulder socket here, pull the low belly in, and then curl the tailbone under until you're leaning back about 10 degrees. Hold. 2 breaths. We're going to do this 5 times. And then lower down another 10 degrees and hold. We're going to anchor the heels into the earth. 2 breaths, and then we're going to lower down another 10 degrees. Anchor the heels into the earth, holding. Now I'm off the sit bones and I'm really on top of the sacrum right now. I'm going to lower down again. I'm centered, high centered on the sacrum. Holding for 2 breaths and lower again. Hold for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Maintain a vigilant contraction in the lower belly. And then finally release, hook the thumbs, And extend overhead. Oh, big breath. Exhale, let's bring the arms back down to your side. Now scoot just a little bit. If you do have a block, let's bring the block in so it's a little bit handy. You have it with you. Our first posture on the ground will be bridge. We're going to hold it for 2 minutes. So I want to get you geared for that. Press into the floor with the feet, lift up, starting right now. We're going to bring the shoulder blades underneath and capture the spine, capture the energy through the back shoulder. So we're not on the cervical spine. We're actually pressing into the back of the shoulder, back of the head, and the feet. And that's what's going to stabilize and enhance this posture. Then I want you to take the inner thighs and squeeze them gently towards each other. So we're not on the outer edge of the foot, but we're actually equally weighted to the inner ball and heel of the foot as we have on the outer ball and heel. And then push straight down. Tone the glute muscles slightly. They are probably, I'm sure, already toned, but equal tone in the inner thigh as we have in the glute. Then your arms just rest at your side. You can touch the heel. I like to step onto the fingers. We've already been here for a minute. You guys are doing excellent. Lift the chest towards the chin. We're here for another minute. Just pause and hold. Another way of holding the hand, placing the hands is interlaced and the knuckles pressed together and the hand on the earth. Okay, if the palms are not coming together and the hand's not on the earth, it's likely not serving you well to be in this position. Your shoulders are tight. So open it just a little bit and step on the fingers. Take your palms to the sky and work the back of the elbow and upper arm into the floor, all the way out to the tips of the shoulder. 10 more seconds. Press down through the feet. Squeeze the inner thigh. So much to think about here. So come down slowly. That was a full 2 minutes. Awesome job. Release the pelvis and give it a little tilt. Releasing. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Exhale the air out. Take it a little bit side to side. And then in a circular motion, placing the palms on the kneecap and guide the knees in a circle. Go 3 times one direction and then reverse the action. 3 times in the other direction. On the home stretch here, let's plant the feet. Take a block this time in the inner knees. If you do not have a block, just bring your knees and your toes together. You'll likely have a little space. And if they don't, if they're together, your knees are going to want to bow out. So take your heels slightly wider than your toes. Squeeze the knees together for the block and lift the hips again. We're back in bridge. We're going to draw bridge, the right leg out and hold it for 4 breaths. And that's not 2 minutes, but we've already created that strength and stamina. So we can really hold this one-legged, powerfully for 4 breaths. That's already 3 and 4. Tuck the heel back underneath you. Press down strongly through the right leg and extend the left drawbridge open. The leg comes forward, the shin out. Holding for 4 breaths again. You can do it. You can do this. You can do this. That's already 3. 1 more breath. Oh, shaking is good. I feel the shaking in the inner thigh and the hamstring. So building some muscle there. And then release. Yes, we have it. You can remove the block. Draw the knees again into the chest. And place the block underneath the sacrum. This is support. I have the flat side down, tailbone is hanging off the edge, shoulder blades underneath, the heart lifted, and then bring the knees in so they're vertically over the hip, and then extend the feet overhead so they're vertically a plumb line down, straight down to the hip. So this is supported. Stay here for 10 breaths, or if shoulder stand is in your practice, you may take shoulder stand, keeping the head neutral, the gaze upward, the chin slightly lifted, and engaging into the back of the head. Strong, powerfully through the shoulders. Lift the hips off earth or off the block, placing the hands behind the waist to support. The elbows are hugging in towards your side. Shoulders are broadening out to the floor, and the feet are extending up. You hold for the last 5 breaths here. Or if you'd like, it's possible to take the last few breaths in plow, halasana. Two more breaths. In any version, like what's good for your body today? What's challenging for you to stay in? Those are good inquiry questions. Lower the hips back to the block. Bend the knees. Bring the feet to the earth. We're going to come into fish by removing the block, keep the hips elevated, and then tuck the hands underneath, the thumbs touching or crossing. Lower the hips onto your wrist. So the palms are down. Extend the right leg and then extend the left leg. Now I'm sitting on the hands. I'm going to push the hands and the forearms into the earth and raise the chest. Tilt the head back. All the weight's in my forearms. And touch the crown of the head to the mat pose. A great counter pose to our Queen of Asanas, the shoulder stand. So we've done King of Asanas, headstand, and Queen of Asana, the shoulder stand, Sarvangasana. Tuck the chin back to the earth from fish, and the knees, and lift the hands, releasing from underneath. Cross right ankle over left, draw the knee in, thread the needle. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh, that's our real big hip stretch. And my hips are very, very tight. That feels super good. Let's extend the left leg to the sky. Now you could stay here, touch the forehead to the shin. Or another action or progression that would be helpful or useful would be squeezing the shin right hook. And then we'll lower the left leg gently to the earth and possibly stabilize the right foot with your left hand. We're here in a supine pigeon. Lower the torso, and that might put a lot of extra stretch or stress on this IT band or the hamstring or thigh. And if that's the case, let's bring the knee back in and work solely on the hip, because you're going to get the inner thigh stretch as well. From here, guide your right foot to the sky in a half happy baby. You can set your left foot on the earth, or again, if it's already straight, you can keep it straight. Unwind the arm, grab the big toe, and extend the right leg out to the side. Another possibility would bring the hand be under the calf and hold it like a pedestal. I really like that choice. Bending the base leg is going to help you get into this better. and possibly give you a little more freedom. Okay, cross the right ankle over the left and drop the knees to the left. We're in a full spinal twist. Ease into that open shoulder and possibly roll the head side to side. So if you have any leftover residual neck issue, shoulder issue, or tension, release it here. Bring the knees back. Uncrossing the leg, we'll take the left ankle over the right, draw the knee in, and reach through, threading the needle. Gentle coaxing of the knee towards you. Hold this. A possibility would be straighten the leg and then left hook around the calf as you lower the right leg slowly and gently to the earth. We're not dropping it. There's a lot of energy and finesse, control. Gently guide the left foot to the sky in a half happy baby. Again, if you remember, this base leg could be straight, could be bent, it could be straight. See where you get the most opportunity to feel open without strain. Opening without straining. We're not trying to pull a muscle. We're actually just engaging in lengthening the muscle. Unwrap the hand. Extend the left leg out to the side, possibly holding the toe or possibly supporting underneath the calf. So I think the support here is helpful, so you can really move into a straight leg and then press against the hamstring. The right foot's on the earth or possibly straight. And then gently cross left ankle over the right thigh, and we'll drop the knees gently to the right. Roll the head side to side. When you are ready, let's come into a peaceful pose, integration. The leg extending to the pocket of your mat, the arms out, the eyes closed. So in Shavasana, the rules of engagement are there is no engagement. So the muscle is released. The eyes closed to create dark. The mind still and calm. The body quiet, which isn't our normal mode of operation. It's not our MO. So it might take a little getting used to really allow yourself the opportunity to integrate what you just learned. Try it out for size. We're here for 5 minutes. Deep breath in, deep breath out, lengthening all the way out to the toes, resting the breath into a more natural state, a sleep or restful state pattern, yet we're not sleeping. We're very consciously aware and awake with the eyes closed, the muscles relaxed, the mind quiet, and the body very still. Release any last residual motion or tension. If there's any shoulder issue, roll this hip side to side, relax into the mat fully and completely. possibly using a blanket to support keeping you warm. For another 3 minutes here in Shavasana. Release and relax. 2 minutes. I take that back. Lengthen your in-breath. Gently and slowly let that out-breath filtrate to the fingers and toes, initiating some movements in the ankles and wrists. Draw the knees into the chest. Roll to one side. Give yourself an acknowledgement. Like, what do you really appreciate? Deeply appreciate in gratitude. Thank yourself for today. And roll to one, help yourself up from your side to seated position. Bring the hands together, interlacing the fingers, and then pull the palms apart to the heart in Vajra Pradama, unshakable trust. This is where you got your back. We're learning, growing faith every day, one foot in front of the other. What's the next step? It takes me towards my goal. It's all I need is the next step. Be present with it here and now. Breathe in, breathe out. Oka samasa sukhino bhavantu. May we together be whole, healthy, happy, and well. May we start with ourselves. Namaste. Thank you, Facebook. Leave a comment.